folks, I'm Aspenero, and today we're going to continue our staff center build, fleshing out the rest of the garden areas, as well as building a fountain. And I think I've decided that I'd like to put a little staff picnic area over here. So we'll get in some picnic tables, maybe a canopy, and get the doors and windows a custom cover. So hopefully we'll get this area all finished up today. See where it disappeared. So about there. And we'll see if we can't get the water effects themselves to let us make sort of a spring water fountain appearance. We make it 3 tiers here. And then we'll use some rocks too. Of course, hide a bunch of this. And this needs to go back just a touch. There we go. I think we are going to use the volcanic rocks. I haven't had a chance to use these yet either, so I'm very excited to play with these. Of course, sizing is always so difficult to tell. Probably, let's go ahead and just come out here and stick a couple of them down so we have an idea what our sizes are. The smaller one, and these are generally small-ish, or you can at least turn them up. Most of this cladding is fairly large. We can maybe use that. That. I'm pretty sure these are all really big. Yes. No, that was not so bad. Okay, that'll make life a little easier. Let's go ahead and just move our fountain out there. Go ahead and merge it and move. Make our grass a bit shorter. Oops. That intensity turned up. There we go. And we'll be able to see what we're doing. All right. Let us work on getting the sides here covered. So I go ahead and get that moved back over, and then we'll fiddle with the water, I think it's the water jets and the waterfalls, see if we can't get this to look like we have some running water. So we've moved our water fountain into its final location. I think the shape ended up just about right for where we were going. So I'm glad I laid it out inside before we went to building in a bigger space. I've pulled the water basins up just a touch and I switched over to the rock cladding as the original piece was just a little big. So now we're going to go in and find the water features, which are in fact here. We have bubbles. So I think I'm going to try the water jet. I've had some success in the past and I do have to actually hit play. So we may have to try a few things here. I'll cut it and bring you back if I end up having to do a whole bunch of messing around with this water. It is not wanting to turn. So we could potentially use the water jet. I think the splash is just way too big. It could maybe work. Does end up looking like it's sort of falling through. Let's try just pulling this forward a touch. Let's see what that ends up looking like on the top one. I think this is going to be too big for here though. Okay, you can see it coming out of the sides of the rock. Or maybe radiating a bit too much here. All right. I believe the rapids will be way too big. The splash. I think most of these features are going to be too big. Yeah. Waterfall section may work. We really sink it down here. I think that'll create a good effect and kind of what I was going for, where we have our little bottom pond just having a touch of stuff and we have our little waterfall up here. I think overall the effect will work. I will fiddle with it and see if I can't get it hidden. After much fiddling, I think we have our fountain made. So the waterfall piece did end up working. I just had to bulk out the sides. I think if you look really closely, there is probably still a little bit of water popping through, but I think we've achieved the look. And then I did sink the other piece down just a little bit, so it looks like it's falling through this rock. I'm very pleased with how this turned out. So we now have a nice little fountain in our center area. Finished doing the foliage here at the end of the video. Next, we're going to go ahead and do our windows and doors. As I said last time, I think we're going to use these bamboo pieces. And so let's go grab them. I think I'm actually pretty happy with how our orange door is, so let's go ahead and get those put into place. Got all our doors in place. I think the orange looks nice and it complemented our curb piece. I did go ahead and put in all the staff signs, and we are going to actually grab the same piece we used for the curb and give them some little brackets. So we'll come in here, and it's just a metal beam. Grab the 1 meter. Looks like we're pretty straight. And just edge this out. down a touch more. And just right there at the edge. For our window piece, I think we're just going to sort of mirror our fence with the cross pattern. All right, get all those put in. We'll come back and see how that looks. And that'll just leave our foliage and lighting up the staff center. Windows are all in. I had to go back in and change how I did the emissive decals. They don't like to overlap, so at night you can see where all the edges are. So I went back in, redid those, and all the edges aligned. So when you light it up at night, so when it lights up at night, it is not just a bunch of random shapes overlapping each other. Go ahead and quickly put in a little picnic area here for our staff. I have already made a picnic table for a different build. Ah, there it is. So I think this was some aquatic fence pieces, which have the rivet look on them, and then just some boards to make a quick little picnic table since the in-game ones only seem to like to snap. And I think we're actually going to use a pre-built canopy. I was thinking of I think it's the African. It's the Australian. I was thinking of using this one. Oh, that's much bigger than I thought it was. Okay, we may end up having to build our own. Go take a look at the benches. Maybe just grab this little thatch one. So it was the African one I was thinking of. I just was in the wrong section. A little bit of a tight space here. Maybe should have done this. Oh yeah. We're ending up a little off kilter here. All right. There we go. And go ahead and put it in our second one. Make sure that's reasonably centered. I think that works. All right, our little staff area. All right, with that, all we have left is to put in our lights and some foliage. So I will leave you with the sounds of Planet Zoo while we get that done. think that's our staff area done. And we have all our foliage put in, our signs, our lights, all our doors and windows, little staff area to have a picnic, and of course our water feature here. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for joining me today. As I said in my previous video, I'm brand new to editing and recording, so if again there's any audio or video issues, I will continue to work on improving that. I will set up a short video of the complete build just with no commentary and showing it off at night. So for our friends who do not want to watch a whole build video, you'll have the option to just watch a short cinematic tour for inspiration. Thank you again so much for joining me and have a lovely day.